The Galactic Council was in session. 1,000 stars lit up the massive chamber in the sky station of Vel Torin Prime. Alien leaders from across the galaxy sat on floating platforms, glowing softly with their species' colors. Some had scales, some had wings, some were just pure energy. But all of them had one thing in common: they were laughing. A large hologram of Earth floated at the center of the room. "Earth?" said Chancellor Dreek of the Kavor Empire, laughing so hard his armor shook. "That little blue rock, full of war, noise, and confusion?" Another voice joined in, sharp, mocking. "They fight each other every day. They poison their own oceans. They destroy their air. What can they possibly offer the galaxy?" The room echoed with laughter. "Humans are not ready," said a long, serpent-like being. "They are weak, unstable, wild." A silent watcher, but one figure did not laugh. At the edge of the chamber, Ambassador Ular of the Tolan species sat quietly. His eyes, black and deep, never left the hologram of Earth. "They are not what you think," he said softly. The laughter stopped. "What do you mean, Ular?" asked Chancellor Dreek, annoyed. Ular stood slowly. His voice was calm, but cold. "You think they are weak because they bleed, but they bleed and rise again. You think they are foolish because they fight, but they fight and learn." The chamber fell silent. "They are not children," Ular continued. "They are sleeping giants." The vote denied. The council was divided. Some wanted to observe Earth. Others wanted to ignore it. A few feared its strange rise in technology, but not enough to act. When the final vote was cast, the result was clear. Earth would not be allowed into the Galactic Alliance. "They are not worthy," Dreek said. "Let them grow on their own if they survive." The council ended. Ships left the chamber. Lights dimmed. But Ular remained still. He stared at the slowly spinning Earth hologram and whispered, "They will remember this." Back on Earth far, below the stars, Earth didn't know about the council's vote, but it felt something. Something in the air, something in space. Satellites near Pluto picked up strange signals. Unidentified objects passed through the outer solar system, moving too fast, too quiet. On a military base in Nevada, Commander Helena Ward reviewed the data. "These aren't meteors," she said. "They're probes." She didn't say the rest out loud. Someone is watching us. The strange silence. For the next 3 months, Earth received no more signals from space. The skies were quiet. Too quiet. Helena sat alone in her office late at night. The stars twinkled outside the window. "No. One talks to us," she whispered. "They've seen us and they turned away." But she was wrong. They hadn't turned away. They were laughing. The first reaction at a hidden science station under the Pacific Ocean, an alert triggered. A long-forgotten machine, half buried, half broken, powered on. It was ancient, older than Earth's nations, and it spoke in a language no one remembered. Just 3 words: Protocol Awakening, begin. In the cold black of space beyond the edge of the solar system, something moved. A shape, metallic, massive. It was not alien. It was human-made, forgotten, and now, waking up. Inside the council chamber, back on Vel Torin Prime, Ular opened a secure transmission. A human voice replied. "We heard them laugh." Ular smiled faintly. "Then let's begin." Space was supposed to be empty, quiet, predictable, but now, ships were vanishing. The first disappearance, the Galactic Surveyor Veklar 9 was the first to go silent. It had been traveling near the Sol system, Earth's territory. Its mission: scan Earth's moon and test for unusual tech. For 2 days, the ship sent back regular updates, then nothing. No distress signal, no wreckage, no trace. The council said it was a navigation error, but deep down everyone knew it wasn't. The second ship a week later, a Shorai reconnaissance drone, entered Earth's outer orbit. Its mission was simple: monitor, observe, stay hidden. It made it halfway into the system. Then its signal was cut mid-sentence. Tracking locked. Signal interference detected. What is? Silence. Total blackout. No recovery. The growing fear in the council chamber on Veltoran Prime. Alarms rang quietly. 6 ships, 5 drones, all gone near Earth space. One diplomat whispered, "Maybe they're doing it. Maybe the humans are fighting back." Warlord Dreek laughed again. "They don't have the strength." But even his eyes showed doubt now. And Ambassador Ular, he said nothing. He just watched. Back on Earth. Secrets Awakening. A bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, Commander Helena Ward watched the sky through live satellite feeds. Something was moving near Neptune. Something big, a shape, sharp, cold, silent, sliding, through space like a ghost. "We've got them watching us," she said. Her second-in-command looked nervous. "Should we respond?" Helena shook her head. "Not yet. Let them wonder." But deep underground, Earth was already responding. The pulse across military bases and deep-sea labs. An old code activated, Echo 9 protocol. Humans didn't build it in this generation. It had been there long before modern governments, before nations, before memory. An AI system older than Earth's internet began to speak. Its voice was deep, calm, mechanical. Unknown surveillance detected. Initiating Phase 1 defense mask. Across the solar system, Earth's hidden satellites woke up. Stealth, ancient, powerful. One by one, they vanished from radar. Cloaking, hiding, watching. The Council sends a team. The Council could no longer ignore it. They sent a small team of elite explorers, the Skylance unit, led by Commander Varric, a veteran of 10 planetary conflicts. His orders were simple: go to Earth's system, scan, report. Do not engage. He accepted. His ship entered Sol space under cloak, silent and shielded. But within 6 hours, his last message reached the Council. "This is Commander Varric. We have entered orbit. Something is... They know we're here." Then silence. Again, the galaxy starts to whisper. On distant moons and trading stations, word spread. Earth is eating ships. They've got tech we've never seen. Maybe they were never weak. Some alien leaders demanded war. Others called for peace. But most? They stayed silent and afraid, because no one knew what Earth would do next. Inside the void near Pluto, inside a black asteroid that wasn't always an asteroid, something shifted. It opened. From it, a shape unfolded, a drone unlike anything in. The galaxy, sleek, soundless, light-eating. It moved with purpose. Its target, the closest Council outpost. Back in the Council hall, Ambassador Ular received a message. Encrypted. Ancient code. Only he could read it. Phase 1 complete. Awaiting your signal. He smiled. Then finally he spoke to the room. "You thought Earth was asleep. But you forgot something. Even in sleep, lions dream of war." The deep signal. In the darkest part of the Pacific Ocean, far below human reach, a structure older than civilization began to glow. It hadn't activated for over 5,000 years, but now, because of the probes, because of the threats, it woke up, across. Earth's military satellites, one strange signal echoed over and over. Core node reboot, stage 1. Scientists had no idea what it meant, but deep below the waves, the answer was rising. The rise of Leviathan. From the ocean floor, a massive object began to emerge. Not a submarine, not a ship, a machine, the size of a mountain, shaped like a whale, but armored in living metal. Its body glowed blue with ancient lines. Its eye opened, pulsing once with a shockwave that shut down every satellite above the Pacific. Boats on the surface were tossed like leaves. News spread within hours. Something is rising from the ocean. It's not ours. It's awake. The Council panics on Veltoran Prime. The Galactic Council watched the footage. A floating drone had captured it before going offline. The entire chamber stared in silence as they saw it. A ship, a beast, a relic, belonging to humans. Impossible, someone whispered. No species builds that and hides it. Another asked, what else are they hiding? Warlord Dreek stood. This proves everything. They're not weak, they're liars. But Ambassador Ular only smiled. They are not liars. You simply never listened. The Echo Gate. Meanwhile, in Antarctica, something else was happening. At a secret site known as Echo 1, a large ring buried in the ice cracked open. For centuries it had remained frozen, sealed, ignored. Now, it glowed. Dr. Talia Monroe stood in front of it, shivering, partly from the cold, partly from fear. This isn't human, she said, but it's waiting for us. The ring pulsed once, then again, then projected a hologram into the sky, a star map. At the center, Earth. First, contact from us. Earth had always listened, watched, prepared. Now, it finally spoke. A message was sent across the stars. No threats, no greetings, just data. Proof of Earth's hidden technologies, its ancient machines, its forgotten past. And one message. We have not come to conquer. We have not come to bow. We have come to remember and rise. The forgotten legacy. The Council was stunned. Some demanded Earth be welcomed, respected for surviving what others never could. Others demanded it be destroyed before the ancient tech was fully activated. But none of them expected what came next. The moon speaks. On Earth's moon, hidden inside its core, another relic came alive. Not a weapon, not a machine, a memory bank. It broadcast a signal across the galaxy. Humanity survived extinction. We were broken, burned, buried. But we returned. The voice was human, but the language was older than stars. On a distant planet, far beyond, Council space, something responded. A structure, a ring in orbit, lit up. Not Council-made, not human, alien, forgotten, sleeping, until now. Inside it, a deep voice whispered, "The key world is active. Phase 2 begins." And in the darkness of deep space, a fleet moved, not toward Earth, but toward everything Earth once touched. The departure of the first ship in Earth's upper orbit, a sleek black ship, floated silently above the clouds. Its name, Solace 1. Humanity's first deep space diplomatic vessel, designed in secret, protected by ancient tech, and powered by something even the Council couldn't fully understand. Inside, Commander Elias Rourke stared out at the stars. "We're not knocking on their door," he said. "We're stepping through it." With a burst of blue-white light, Solace 1 vanished into slipspace. Its destination: Neutral Zone Sector 7, near Council territory. Council response: tensions. Rise on Veltorn Prime. The moment Solace 1 jumped, alarm sounded. A human ship just entered Council space. Did they send a fleet? No, just one ship. The Council was confused, suspicious. "What are they trying to prove?" asked Warlord Dreek. Beltherin whispered from his seat. "They're showing us. They don't need numbers to speak loudly." First encounter. The standoff in Neutral Zone Sector 7, Solace 1 appeared near a Council convoy of 5 escort cruisers. The Aesir, convoy's commander, Admiral Thalik of the Ulari, sent a clear warning. "Human ship, you are entering restricted space. Power down or be fired upon." Inside Solace 1, Elias remained calm. He opened a channel. "We come in peace. We carry no weapons, only data and message." Thalik sneered. "Words won't stop our guns." The human ship didn't move. The alien ships charged weapons. Then something happened. The unseen defense, before the first alien shot could fire. Solace 1 shimmered. Its hull shifted, like light on water. Every targeting system on the alien ship shut down. Their power flickered. Guidance systems scrambled. Then came a pulse. Not an attack, not a blast, a memory. Each alien on board the cruisers saw flashes of human history, wars, struggles, rebuilding, surviving but not to frighten, to remind. And when the vision faded, their weapons were still locked, but no one fired. Admiral Thalic breathed heavily. How did they do that? Elias responded simply, "We didn't fire. We shared." Message to the galaxy back on Earth. Helena Ward activated the official transmission. To the Council. The galaxy watched. Human screens lit up across thousands of worlds. Helena appeared, her voice clear, her face calm. "We are not looking for war, but we are not afraid of it. You denied us entry, you watched us struggle, you laughed. But we were never sleeping." She held up a glowing sphere. "This is a gift, a fragment of our data, proof that we seek peace, and a warning. We will not bow, we will not run, but we will rise." Council reactions. Divided once more on Veltoran Prime, the Council exploded into debate. Some cheered, some called Earth dangerous. Warlord Dreek demanded, "Earth's tech be seized. They control minds now." But Veltharan stood again. "No, they shared truth, and you feared it." A vote was proposed. Allow Earth a hearing before the full council. The room trembled with tension. No one knew what the humans would say. Next, behind the curtain, the Silent Accord moves. While the council argued, the Silent Accord, a rogue group of military leaders, prepared their next move. Inside a hidden base on a barren moon, they gathered. "They won't wait for Earth to grow stronger," said a masked general. "They strike now. No votes, no rules." A fleet was ordered to leave in silence. Its mission: destroy the Solace One and anything it touched. In deep space, Solace One moved again, toward the Council's capital system. Inside the ship, a message played on loop. Not for the aliens, for humanity. They thought we were weak. They forgot who we are. Now, they will remember. But far behind them, the rogue fleet was closing in, and the first shot had already been fired. The galaxy watched as Earth's ship Solace One approached the Council's border. But behind smiles and promises, knives were already drawn. The ambush far from the Council's eyes, deep in a starless sector, the rogue fleet known as the Silent Accord moved into attack position. 10 warships, cloaked, armed, angry. They had one goal: destroy Solace One before it could reach the Council. Inside one of the lead cruisers, a cold voice gave the order. "No survivors, make it look like an accident." Solace One. Response Commander Elias Rourke sat in the command chair of Solace One. A warning flashed on screen. Cloaked vessels detected. Intercept in 12 minutes. He didn't panic. He simply pressed a hidden panel. Activate Blacklight Protocol. From the ship's underside, a pulse of dark blue energy spread out, revealing every cloaked ship within thousands of kilometers. Then, silence. No words. Just targeting systems flashing red. The battle with no bullets. The rogue fleet opened fire. But their weapons never hit. Every missile, every laser beam, vanished mid-space, swallowed by a quantum shield system no one had ever seen. Solace One didn't fire back. Instead, it sent a pulse, a sound. The same pulse humans had sent through music, radio, and deep space whispers for decades. But this time, encoded inside the sound, was a warning. "We came in peace, you came with war. The galaxy is watching." 3 enemy captains stopped the attack. 4 more kept firing, and 3 turned their guns on each other. The Council erupts on Veltoran Prime. Reports of the ambush arrived mid-session. Veltharan stood in shock. "They tried to kill Earth's envoy." Warlord Dreek shouted, "Lies! Earth staged this to gain sympathy." But then footage played. Clear, real, raw, alien crews arguing. Rogue ships attacking. Solace One never firing a single shot. Silence filled the chamber, until one voice said what many feared. The Council has been compromised. The fracture forms within hours. The Council split. The Unity Pact, led by Veltherin, demanded justice and a formal alliance with Earth. The Iron Wall, backed by Dreek and others, refused. They wanted Earth watched, controlled, or erased. Other members began choosing sides. Civilizations that had once been allies began turning against one another. Trade routes closed, borders locked, warships redeployed, and Earth simply waited, an unexpected ally. From a world once silent, the ancient species known as the Kari spoke for the first time in 1,000 years. Their message played across Council space. We knew them once, when fire still ruled their skies, and they stood again and again. They are not weak, they are the test. The Kari announced their support for Earth, and their ships began to move. Earth's quiet move. While the galaxy argued, Earth completed construction of a massive orbital array, the signal net, not a weapon, a communication system, but unlike any the Council had ever seen. It reached across black holes, past dying suns, into places light couldn't go, and it carried a single message. We are ready, but we will not beg. In a Council chamber now fractured, Ambassador Euler stood once more. You thought the danger was Earth, but the real danger is your fear. And far beyond the galaxy, something ancient, something watching, spoke a single line into the void. The fracture begins. Phase 3 unlocked. A star blinked out, and the countdown began. The galaxy was holding its breath. The Council was broken. Old allies were now enemies. Ships moved in the dark. And then, someone pulled the trigger. The first shot in the Zerian Belt, a peaceful trade convoy, escorted by Kari defense ships, was carrying Earth's envoy to a neutral station. They never made it. 3 unknown cruisers dropped from slipspace and opened fire without warning. The escort ships fought back, but they were outnumbered. The human envoy, Ambassador Ria Lang, sent one final message: we only brought words, not weapons. Then her ship was hit. It didn't explode. It vanished. The silence breaks. Within minutes, Earth received the report. Commander Helena Ward stood before the signal net, a massive communication tower orbiting Earth. Her face was hard, her voice steady. This is not just an attack on a ship. This is an attack on our voice. She gave the order. Activate Project Aegis. Project Aegis, humanity's answer. From deep space, a fleet of human ships emerged. Not warships, something else. Each vessel carried non-lethal EMP disruptors, gravity fields, and pulse silence cannons designed to shut down enemy systems without killing a soul. We don't want blood, Helena said, but we will stop the hand that holds the knife. They moved with speed no one expected, like they knew every angle, every response, because they did. Earth had been studying the galaxy for years. Silently, the counterstrike. The attackers didn't expect a response. They expected weakness. Instead, their weapons jammed, their engines froze, their targeting systems blinked and died. Within 5 minutes, the rogue fleet was floating, dead in space. No deaths, no explosions, just power, delivered with restraint. The message was clear. We will not die quietly. We will not let fear rule. But we still choose peace. The galactic shockwave footage spread instantly. Across alien worlds and space stations, people watched in silence as Earth's ships shut down a rogue fleet without killing anyone. For many, it was the first time they truly feared humans, not for their power, but for their control. The Council cracks open on Veltoran Prime. Chaos ruled. Warlord Dreek roared, "This was a trap. They planned it." Veltharin countered, "They saved lives. They showed more restraint than we ever have." Others shouted. Some stormed out. And then, half the Council resigned. They would not serve under fear, nor under unity. The Council was dead, and a new order was being born. Earth extends a hand on the signal net. Helena sent one final message. You called us weak. Then you called us dangerous. Now you call us different. But we are not your enemy. We are your mirror. She paused. You choose what you see next. The hidden war begins far beyond the stars. In a dark space station orbiting a dying star, the Silent Accord held a new meeting. They had failed to start the war, but they had a new plan. One whispered only in shadows, if we can't stop them with war, we stop them from within. Back on Earth, in a hidden underground vault, the Echo Core activated for the first time. It scanned the galaxy, then displayed one word in glowing red. Phase 4, Arrival. And far beyond, something ancient opened its eyes. It was not human, it was not council, it was watching Earth. And smiling, because it had been waiting for this moment for thousands of years. The stars were no longer silent. Something ancient had awakened, and Earth stood at the center of it all. The signal, no one could block across every system, every species, and every screen a symbol appeared, a circle within a triangle, glowing, pulsing, moving. It wasn't human. It wasn't alien. It was older than both. Then came the voice. The Echo Core is active. The trial begins. Worlds panicked. Leaders demanded answers. Only Earth stayed calm, because Earth had seen this symbol before, hidden deep beneath ice, carved in ruins, burned into sky records long forgotten. They hadn't just awakened the past. They had unlocked the test. The hidden. Truth on Earth, Commander Helena Ward and Dr. Talia Monroe met in the heart of the signal net vault. A new transmission had come through the Echo Gate. This time, it wasn't a threat. It was a history lesson. Images flooded their screens. A galaxy that once burned, civilizations that rose and fell, all failing the same test: fear, division, violence. Each time the Echo Core had watched and reset. Now, Earth had been chosen, not to win, but to decide. The trial of unity. The voice from the Echo Core spoke again. The Council is broken. The old way failed. Now the galaxy must choose a new path. You will lead it, or it will burn. Earth was no longer being judged. Earth was the judge. A new council formed. Ships began arriving from all over the galaxy, not to conquer but to speak. One by one, old enemies came forward. Some demanded control, others begged for help. But many simply listened. In Earth orbit, a floating ring was built, part human design, part alien tech, part Echo Core guidance. It would not be called a throne, it would be called the Circle. And Earth would sit at its center, not above others, but beside them. The last sabotage, but not everyone believed in this unity. Deep inside the new station, a member of the Silent Accord planted a device, a signal disruptor, one that could silence the Circle forever. They activated the code, but the device didn't respond because the system was already protected by something no one expected. Omega. Yes, Omega still lived, but it had changed, rebuilt, not as a threat, but as Earth's shield. It spoke now with clarity. You tried to destroy them. They tried to understand you. That is why they lead. The traitor was neutralized. Silently, humanity speaks to the stars inside the Circle. Commander Helena Ward gave the first speech of the new era. We were called weak. We were left behind, but we rose, not with power, but with purpose. This galaxy has too many borders, too many scars. It doesn't need another empire. It needs a voice, a bridge, a reason to move forward together. We will not rule. We will guide. And the galaxy listened, not because of fear, but because, for the first time, they saw hope. In a quiet chamber on the edge of the galaxy, a being older than memory recorded a final message. It wrote, "The trial was passed, not by strength, but by the will to stand. Humanity is the first to understand. And far beyond known space, a second gate opened. Another species, forgotten by time, stepped through. They had seen the light. They had seen the rise. And they came with one. Question, will you walk with us? Earth smiled and answered, we've only just begun.